கதகளு கதகளு நிஜமான கதகளு சுவையோடு சுகமாக உருவான கதகளு.
குட்டி ஸ்டோரியோட ஒலி புத்தக பகுதியில் இன்றைக்கி நான் வாசிக்க போகிற நூல் பிப்ளியோபுரோ. இந்த கதையை எழுதினவங்க ஜெனட் வின்டர். பிப்ளியோபுரோ, a true story from Colombia, written by Jeanette Winter. Deep in the jungles of Colombia, there lives a man who loves books. His name is Luis. As soon as he reads one book, he brings home another. Soon, the house is filled with books. His wife, Diana, grumbles. "What are we going to do? Eat books with our eyes?" Luis thinks long and hard. At last, an idea pops into his head. "I can bring my books into the faraway hills to share with those who have none. One burro could carry books and another burro could carry me and more books." Luis buys 2 sturdy little burros. He names them Alfa and Beto. He builds crates to hang on their backs and paints signs. Biblioburro, the Bureau Library. Then Diana fills the crates with books. Every week, Luis, Alpha and Beta set off across the countryside to faraway villages in the lonely hills. This week, they travel to El Tormento. When the sun burns high in the sky, Luis and the burros stop at a stream to drink the cool water. After they have their fill, Beto barks. Luis pulls and pulls on Beto's reins, but Beto won't budge. "The children are waiting for us." At last, the burro gives in and steps across the stream. Deep in the hills, the path is lonelier than ever. Bird songs are the only sounds they hear. Then, from deep in the shadows, a bandit leaps out. "Please let us pass," Luis says. "The children are waiting." The bandit scowls at the books, but he takes one and growls, "Next time, I want silver. Give me your silver." The Biblioburro continues on its way over the hills until at last Luis sees houses below. The children of El Tormento run to meet him. Luis insists on reading a story before they choose books to borrow. "Today, I have a surprise for you," he says. He reaches behind the books and pulls out a bundle of masked little piglets. "Put on a mask and I will read you a tale about pigs." When the story ends, it's time for everyone to choose a book. The children hold their books close as they say goodbye and walk home. Luis, Alpha and Beta head back over and around the hills, across the grasslands and streams and into the sunset. At home, Luis feeds his hungry burros and Diana feeds her hungry husband. But then, instead of sleeping, Luis picks up his book and reads deep into the night. And far away in the hills, candles and lanterns burn as the children read the borrowed books deep into their night too. People around here love stories. I am trying to keep that spirit alive in my own way. Luis Soriana. Biblioburro is based on the true story of Luis Soriana, who lives in La Gloria, a remote town in northern Colombia. An avid reader, Luis understood the transformative power of reading because of his experiences as a school teacher. He wanted to share his collection of books with the children and adults in the isolated villages in the distant hills, where books were scarce. Most houses had none. Louis and his 2 burros began bringing books to the villages in 2000. He started with a collection of 70 books that has grown to over 4,800, mostly from donations. Now, the Biblioburro travels to the hills every weekend. 300 people, more or less, look forward to borrowing the books Louis brings. A small corner of the world is enriched. JW. திரும்பவும் இன்னொரு கதையோட வாசிக்கலாம் வாங்க பகுதியில் நான் உங்களை சந்திக்கிறேன்.
கதகேளு நிஜமான கதகேளு சுவையோடு சுகமாக உருவான கதகேளு